false summary on your end of what I'm saying, but I'm not glazing the Pro, Omar. Like, the point...
No. You're the biggest pro glazer, yes. I'm pushing Exton down. I know we're coming into this conversation, but I guarantee you were glazing the Pro. Stop it, dog.
The point of the video is that it's a very lacking and lopsided video, and you guys told me that it was.
Oh, shout out to my boy Joseph. Reforge calls us people like us who work and laugh at fanboys as unintelligent. Laugh my ass off, Reforge. I'm a literal engineer. What are you, Reforge? A beggar. An e-beggar. But I'm not gonna lie, he's one of my favorite e-beggars, right? He's getting up there with the DSP.
You guys told me that was a good video. It is a bad video. I'll react to it this afternoon. I'll show you how bad it is. It is truly disappointing that some of you came to me and said it was a good video. I was like, I watched the video this morning. I'm like, this is not a good video.
Oh, why? Because it talked bad about the Pro? Let me guess.
It is super lopsided and super lacking in information. What video?
What information? It is okay. Let's hear it.
It was some video they had me look at yesterday about the leaps in video in quality in games has not been big enough or something. We scrolled through it. I didn't want to watch it because the video was like literally like an hour old. It was the one, gaming is broken. Should gaming just stop here? Reacting to the fact that like you got a guy from Final Fantasy saying like we don't need new consoles or whatever. And I said, why would I watch a video where I can clearly see there's bad comparisons being made?
Oh, and shout out to Boom 808 again. I mean, goddamn, dude, I am speechless. My boy says, so Reforge wants people to pay for content that will disappear. I mean, that's what it's looking like, right? I guess the threat of his content disappearing, that's what he wants to scare you with, right? Which I think that's a little lame to do to your audience, right? Especially when you turn around and call people grifters, right? I don't know, man.
In the video, he pulled up somebody else's video and like the comparisons. And so people are like, no, it's actually good. It's actually thoughtful. So I watched it. No, it's not. It's not thoughtful. It's lacking information. It's lacking balance.
I guarantee you he's not going to provide any of the information that it's lacking. But go ahead.
Super lopsided. Completely ignores the PS5 Pro and how it actually has been praised by tech outlets and what it's capable
of. What tech? Zuby Tech? Icon Era? What tech outlets? Boy, stop it. My boy said people will just screen record. Oh yeah, you know. We'll start to mining. We'll find a way, right? For my guys, we'll find a way. We'll get the salt at all costs.
Love while hailing like advances in ray tracing and stuff on PC. It's not a good video, and I was shocked. I was literally shocked that I had people in this community telling me like, no, it's good. It's a balanced take. No, it's not at all. I couldn't believe the longer I watched it. I was like, where is the balance? Where's the nuance and the good information? It's lacking.
Oh, from these guys, from the guys who go around and talk about how Xbox dead. This is what I'm saying. Now they want balance and nuance. Now they don't want sensationalism. Now they don't want extremes, right? These be the same guys who fucking clickbait everything. Zuby Tech, PlayStation Style, Icon Era, and PlayStation Universe. Six here, there. I got you. All the people who praise it. Oh, and IGN, right? It's not enough PlayStation glaze for Lobo. On God, he's holding on to that, man. It's like, Lono, come on, dog.
Pretty severe.
Shout out to my boy Dracon Holmes. Good to see you in here, my dog.
Amounts of information, and then we're gonna hand wave tariffs. Like, come on.
And then we're gonna hand wave tariffs. So you think tariffs are the reason why they're raising prices? They were raising prices before the tariffs. Is that why they raised games to $70? Right? I mean, come on, dog. And he's going to talk about, then he's going to throw in then they're going to hand wave the tariffs. Yes, because why are you guys sitting here astroturfing, acting like, oh, it's because of the tariffs why they raised the prices? Stop it.
Is the focus on the...
And they would have raised the prices regardless of the tariffs.
Pro have to do with the overall video. If you misrepresent what the Pro's able to do, which he does, that's why I said people keep glazing the Pro. No one's glazing the Pro.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you are. You 1,000% are glazing the Pro, buddy. And you're caught. You're caught. Your own chat. And isn't this like the reoccurring theme that we see with all these PlayStation guys? Your own chat is like, you're a little too heavy on the bullshit today. Like, please, just turn it down, please. Like, We get it. We get it. You serve bullshit. But like, can you please tone down on the bullshit today? I mean, come on, Lono. What are we talking about?
Context of the video is literally...
Shout out to Rock. My boy Rock be on it, man. Real talk. So they raised the prices in Europe for U.S. tariffs? I mean, I guess so. I mean, the math ain't mathing, right? It don't make any sense to me, but I mean, when we got an AstroTurf for PlayStation, right? I smell an Omar ban. I know. I wouldn't be surprised. He's definitely going to insult him.
Graphical leaps, and he talks about ray tracing and things that are leaping and improving on PC, and ignores what has been said by actual tech outlets on what the Pro has brought.
Oh, my
Also,
God.
the Pro
Yo, Boom 808. Holy. Spoiling the boy, man. The only thing the PS5 Pro is proving is that Sony didn't get it right the first time, right? I agree with that, my brother. That's the only thing. And it's funny because I think this video is about how, like, you know, consoles are getting left behind and everything. So it's like, if we're talking about the PS5, if we're going to talk about consoles and everything in the next generation, where we're going to, the future, then there's no room for the PS5 Pro, right? That thing needs to stay at home. That thing needs to stay out of the gaming conversation. That shit was a scam. And we get that you bought into that scam, right? And you're looking for validation from your purchase. We know you bought the shit twice. But I'm just going to be honest with you. Anybody else who doesn't have like a love for PlayStation is going to call that shit for what it is, a goddamn scam, right? That's the public consensus. Mind you, he was just running with the public consensus with Microsoft with Call of Duty, right? But he doesn't want to listen to the public opinion of what people think of the Pro, that it's a goddamn scam, except for the PlayStation fanboys.
It's a generation. It's not. It's a mid-gen. And as a mid-gen, it's been described as a generational leap. That's absent. He goes to the worst example of a game on the Pro. He goes to...
Shout out to Nocturno85. What up, guys? Even Ratchet and Clank might break them. I mean, dog, you guys are going to have all the games on the ROG Ally. You guys already know what time it is. Reforge keeps insulting our intelligence. Then I can insult him back. I mean, dude, it looks like he's taking his lumps. No lie. Shout out to Nocturno and everybody, man. My boy Rock. Nobody ever said that. I know. There goes the straw man.
Metal Gear. You're not going to go to the global illumination ray tracing that got turned on the Pro in performance mode and was described as a generational leap by Digital Foundry.
Digital Foundry.
Talking about generational leaps. So you make a video.
Yes, we're not going to. We're damn sure not going to bring up the PS5 Pro when we're talking about generational leaps, because the difference between the two, even when it works, and shout out to Marlon Gaming, he said it the best, and this was a PlayStation guy, right? Even though he throws on his Xbox hat, it's a coin flip. Right? Don't I always bring it full circle? It's a coin flip whether it works or not. So even when it works, I can't tell the difference, right? I'd be squinting and shit, closing one eye and shit, be really looking hard and shit. I can't tell the goddamn difference, right? My boy said ray tracing, blah, blah, blah. Here we go again. Yeah, all the bullshit that Mark Cerny sold him, right? The dog whistle that Mark Cerny blew, right? And here he is, AstroTurfing, providing coverage for this goddamn corporation, for this goddamn weak-ass hardware, right? Digital Foundry can see two more pixels on a patch of grass, and then they will say it's a generational leap. Exactly. Because they're sensationalists, right? They want the clicks, they want the views, right? And I'm not going to hate on it. It is what it is, right? They describe tech. You know, maybe that shit is a generational leap to them. I'm telling you, to a layman, to an average, everyday person, right? That shit looked the same to me, dog. Like I said, that shit looked the same as on the PS4 Pro. I just don't see a generational leap. So I agree with the video that he's talking about.
Video about generational leaps and how we didn't really get a generational leap like we used to.
Correct.
What do you
Yes, correct.
say about Metal Gear? Go to the section where he shows Metal Gear on the Pro and listen to what he said. That if the devs tweaked it, they could have locked it in. No. Go to the section about the Pro. The video is about generational leaps and how we don't get what we used.
Shout out to AV Gator. I couldn't have said it best myself. Diminishing returns. SMW freak. PC wannabes. Yes. Right? The guys who just wanted to plug and play. Them leaps are done. Yes. I believe that as well. And I don't even think that's like indictment on the Pro. I think we've just have maxed out where we are graphically. Right? Now, like I said, I talked about this earlier. I do feel like Hellblade 2 kind of surpassed that, right? But it wasn't by much. I think it was the best of the gen from what I've experienced, right? But I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I agree with that. And to be honest with you, I think them focusing on graphics so much is kind of fucked up game development, right? Instead of focusing on just optimization and art direction, they focus on the graphic waffics, the weight tracing, the path tracing, and all that bullshit. And then the game come out broke as hell, right? You know what I mean? That's why I respect the WBG guys. WBG dudes like Dirk Griggity and Sean786. They stay in the console lane and don't talk tech. And you know what? And I like those brothers too, man. They're some funny guys. I really like that Sean brother. If you talk about Playboy, I'm about to have to steal that shit from his ass.
And he ignores that we did get a generational leap on the Pro. Also, the Pro is not a next-gen jump. It's a mid-gen refresh.
Yes.
And then...
No. It's a mid-gen downgrade. I'm not going to let you do that. You almost snuck that past us, right? Why does this guy have to explain what others have said? Like words don't have a meaning? Yes. It's because it's always like reading tea leaves. Whenever it's PlayStation, it's always up for interpretation. And shout out to my boy, Boom808 again. I mean, god damn. I understand what you were saying before, Boom, but I mean, bro, let's just be honest. Your boy Siggs does not deserve this. Okay, man, I appreciate it so much, but goddamn, dog, you're spoiling the boy. Holy shit, man, I really appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Mark Cerny looks like someone who would be on a SO list. Damn. I don't like to joke like that, right? But I'll let you talk your shit tonight, right? I don't give a shit. It's the internet.
Throughout the entire video, showing a screenshot from a video where you don't even see how much better Spider-Man 2 does look on PS5 versus PS4. Also, completely...
Oh, buddy, stop it. Spider-Man 2 ran like shit. What are you talking... The cope! How has he been running around with this? No. Don't use Spider-Man 2 to defend your argument. Come on, Lono. This is what I mean. Brother, you need some sleep. You need some rest. You need a vacation. The talking points, I mean, that they've been diminishing. I mean, they've been diminishing. My boy Rock, he talked like a goddamn serial killer. I need some tea leaves the other day. It told me my cup was empty. Yeah, literally. Spider-Man 2 on the PS4. That game didn't come out on that console. Oh, did Spider-Man 2 not come out on the PS4? Wait a minute. Let me pull that shit back. Wait a minute. The Raging Wanderer. Good to see you in here, my brother, right? And shout out to Bold Alpha Wolf, man. These ninjas really pump fake on the same game. All shit. On God. On God. My boy said, yeah, what the fuck is he talking about? Let me play that back. Right? Oh, I thought I almost put it all the way back. Let's hear him.
And then throughout the entire video, showing a screenshot from a video where you don't even see how much better Spider-Man 2 does look on PS5 versus PS4. Also, completely...
Are you guys... This shit isn't on PS4? What is he... So is that boy just up there tap dancing? Bold Alpha Wolf. Who's still playing Spider-Man 2, yo? I mean, like I said, my opinion is it's mid, right? But I got to be careful because the last time I said that, I don't know if you guys remember yesterday, some PlayStation fanboys showed up, right? They wasn't having it, which kind of makes me want to say it some more. But we'll have a chance to shit on Spider-Man in the near future, I can see.
Ignoring the entire elements of what made Spider-Man 2 a jump from Spider-Man 1, which was like instantaneous load times, speed of traversal, as well as all the reflective properties on the build.
Speed of traversal. Is he talking about Spider-Man moving? Because he just said instantaneous load time. So is he talking about being able to like teleport in the game? Like all this shit is nothing burger.
That's not in the video. So it's a video about how we haven't really seen these big graphical jumps while completely ignoring where there have been significant graphical jumps. He wasn't positioning the Pro as another gen, but what was the best gen could offer versus the previous gen. Right, which, as I said, it doesn't really showcase it in that way.
My boy Richard Omega, is anyone going to correct him about Spider-Man 2 not being on PS4? I mean, dog, he throws out a lot of bullshit, to be fair. Like, it's hard to catch all the bullshit. If it wasn't for you guys, I mean, like I said, you guys catch it all, right? That's why I be looking at the comments on my video, and y'all be like, Siggs, you missed this, Siggs, you missed this. I be like, damn, I didn't even see that shit. It went right over my head.
He's saying there are improvements, but you won't see them as dramatically as we did. Right, there you go. Thank you for admitting that that's a lopsided video and it's missing information. Because if you're going to showcase the Pro as the best we could get this gen, and then you show the worst possible example...
Brother, I don't think you should be getting this upset over a video about the Pro. Holy shit. He mostly talks about game mechanics and talking about graphics. They're not the same thing. Yes! He's talking, that's what I was thinking. I was like, dude, why is he talking about mechanics? We're talking about graphics. And on top of that, dude, what the fuck does he know about any of this shit? He's literally just talking out of his ass. He's like critiquing the guy, pretty much critiquing the guy's video that he made. But it's like, it's almost like when he calls out people about the PS5 Pro, how he'll say like, oh, no one's made a video showing a PC that can do the same thing. It's like, well, why don't you fucking do it? Right? And then when somebody does it, you critique it, even though you don't know shit. I mean, I'll tell you, this guy is crazy, man.
You just admitted that the video is lacking information. He positions the Pro as another gen, that's the best the gen can offer, and he shows the worst example.
Shout out to Joseph. Enhanced traversal. It's so laughable as a reason for technical improvement. It's like saying an open world having a plane is a big leap in a gaming. Like, I know. I picked up on it. I was like, dude, what is he talking about? He's just saying anything. But dog, like I said, you better hope you find a lady who defends you like how he defends this goddamn Pro.
How do you not see that as a problem? If you're going to say this is the best we can get this gen, then show the best we can get this gen. Show Spider-Man 2 on a Pro.
Oh, no. If we're talking about the best we can get in this gen, this is what I'm saying. Then the Pro does not belong in this conversation, brother. You're lucky that the Pro even got mentioned, right? And he probably just mentioned it just to get at you PlayStation fanboys, right? Because I know I sure do. Like, brother, that goddamn thing has no place. That shit is in the shadow of the PS5, right? Like, what is he talking about?
Show with all the increases on the reflective properties of the buildings. Show global
the reflective properties of the building. And then he's going to go into global illumination. Let me guess, he's going to bring up Assassin's Creed Shadow, right? Even though he didn't play the game, right? But he just wants to dig in on that because he doesn't like that the anti-woke guys don't like the game. Like, Lono, this shit is getting old, Lono. But shout out to my boy Rock. He curses like Ned Flanders. Yeah, Jiminy Christmas. I mean, dude, the guy is... Well, you know, this is the Safe for Work casual dad podcast. But the thing is, it's like, brother... What casual dad defends a fucking corporation like this? I mean, come on, dog.
Nation turned on in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Show Burning Shores that was described as like playing on a high-end PC by John Linneman from Digital Foundry.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, Digital Foundry. You out here selling these boys lies, talking about it played like a high-end PC. I thought that shit, Burning Shores had issues. I don't know. All right, maybe it was just on the base PS5. Why would anyone who is serious talk about the Pro when it's going blow for blow with mid-range PCs from 2020? Literally, right? I mean, it's getting walked by mid-range PCs. Shit, it's getting its ass whooped by the PS5, right? The PS5 be papping that shit.
We have diminishing returns in all areas of hardware, and to demonstrate that.
Yes, even on PC, yes. Diminishing returns, yes.
On the PlayStation 5 Pro, you would show their best work versus previous gen. And
oh, so now you're going to tell him to make how he's going to make his video. What tech videos do you make? What do people think about your tech analysis? What are your credentials, right? I mean, dog, you're just a bullshitter, dog. Like, what are you talking about? Like, dog, how are you going to critique his video? This is what I'm saying. Then why don't you make the goddamn video? Or better yet, you know, react to it and then paywall it. Because I promise you, if you react to it, it's probably going to make you look really stupid. And like I said, that's when I step in with the inception, right? Reacting to a guy, reacting to a guy, reacting to a guy. God damn it.
He doesn't do that. He creates this mirage that like, well, this is the best we have right now. And he shows Metal Gear, which is literally the worst example of a game right now on the Pro.
I think it's the perfect example. If you want to talk about this generation of consoles, I think it's the perfect examples, right? The guys in first place who rolled out a mid-gen refresh, right? I mean, you guys coined it perfectly, but I don't want to steal y'all lingo. Y'all, you know, the people in my chat, they're so forward thinking. They got their heads on straight. They don't fall for all the bullshit, right? All the new speak about this goddamn gimped console. You guys said it the best, right? It's a mid-gen downgrade, right? I don't know who said that shit, but that was some funny ass shit. It's a mid-gen downgrade, my brother. That's why, like I said, that's why it's getting walked on. That's why the public consensus is that it's a scam. And I have to bring up how in the other clips when he was talking about Call of Duty, he was talking about the public consensus. Well, it looks like people are making videos about how the shit is a scam. It looks like people think that the differences that you get for paying $700 are minuscule. I don't know.
Number one, it's third party. Number two, they clearly did something wrong. There's clearly a problem.
A problem.
I can't believe you're defending a video that's arguing we don't really get generation.
I can't believe that you're defending the pro in a video. I can't believe that you're getting this upset over a video and you're defending the pro. And I can't believe you're lashing out at one of your audience members because he said it's a good video, right? Because your audience is willing to critique the pro, but for some reason you can't critique the pro. And then you'll be the same person talking about people that are corporate puppets. And that, I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you, Lono. It sounds like projection. You're the biggest corporate puppet. The shit's a fucking scam. I can understand you talking this shit if this is like a week or two later. Like, brother, what just happened 48 hours ago? The thing literally just got caught with his pants down. And you're still coping for that goddamn pisser. They keep on coping over the fact that the PlayStation Pro keeps falling short.
Leaps like we used to. And then you don't show the height of graphical fidelity.
PS5 Blow, he's touching on the real shit. I haven't heard anyone giving him money yet. Yeah, maybe that's why he's getting so agitated.
This gen, that is incredibly lopsided. That's incredibly lacking in information.
What information is it lacking? Why don't you fill us in, Lono? Instead of just saying a whole bunch of fucking buzz terms, talking about fucking enhanced traversal and shit. So he should have included enhanced traversal in his video. Why would he do that? So he could get laughed at like you're getting laughed at right now? I mean, get the hell up out of here. God damn. Boom, 808. Lono is starting his own Sony exclusive game development studio. It'll be called Hebesoft. I mean, I got to give you another one for that, goddamn. It's a wimp-like. You get to play as a wimp, right? And you get to beg. You beg at the bonfire.
You're not well-versed in the hardware right now. If you're not well-versed in what these consoles are capable of, you would watch that video and think...
And you're well-versed in what the console are capable of, right?
Man, the Pro is a joke. These consoles barely look any better than the previous gen consoles.
Yes.
And it isn't true. That's not true.
It is very true, and a lot of people feel that way.
If you're going to talk about generational leaps, then show the actual generational leaps. You chose a game that is an example of terrible...
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Lono. If they're trying to show generational leaps, then they're not going to be talking about the Pro. The shit's getting whooped by the PS5.
Development, and then you've got comparisons behind you the entire video of like... a shaded, shadowy image of Miles not in the Spider-Man outfit to be like, yeah, we're not getting the jumps that we used to get.
Not in a Spider-Man outfit. So he's got to be in a Spider-Man outfit for him to look good? What is he talking about, right? My boy Trent Johnson, didn't Digital Foundry already do that? Well, you know, they pick and choose when they want to use Digital Foundry.
Now, you want to focus on raw data numbers of resolution. That's not the issue. The issue, again, goes back to image quality, and he himself brings up ray tracing, which, if you look at the Pro, what it's able to do with ray tracing is a huge jump versus last gen.
A huge
that's
jump.
Limiting what he was talking about.
Not from what I've seen, right? I guess that's subjective, but from what I've seen, I don't know. It looks the goddamn same, right? And in some cases, that PS5 be whooping its ass. That's all I'm saying.
He talks about frame rates, ray tracing, and other improvements being there.
Shout out to Heck Boogie. This is the same dude that said there should be an option to disable pisser. Yes, and he said that because there's been other times when he would have wanted to do it because the PS5 Pro has fallen short multiple times, and it's going to keep on doing it, right? And these guys are going to keep on glazing it.
Right, and if... This is killing me, Omar. I feel like you're so much smarter than this.
Wow. Wow. So now you're insulting his intelligence because he doesn't agree with you. I mean, yeah, you're wondering... I mean, dude, I'm at a loss for words. Now you thought he was smarter than this. Yeah, because like I said, you're stupid. If you don't agree with Lono, you're stupid. Like, there's no other way. Excuse me, I should have known this already. Like, holy shit.
That video doesn't demonstrate how far this gen has come. It completely hides it from the frame. Whether it's intentional or not, the video is not showcasing what you can.
And shout out whoever highlighted this, because he can never just take a video for what it is. He always pulls some different meaning. My boy said, it's a cult. Yo, Yo, I'm really starting to believe that shit, dog. It is a cult for real, dog.
Get this gen. Seriously, this gen, what you can get is global illumination.
My boy Jeff Thompson, this dude makes Sony look bad. I'm surprised they haven't tried to shut him down at this point. Probably the reason why Lono forehead is getting bigger is because he's so stupid. Shout out to Vince in here. To all the ponies who listen to him, this guy never did a game tech review or hardware review, but he is doubting Digital Foundry every time they said anything negative about the PS5 Pro. This is what I'm saying. He talks about how these tech reviews aren't up to par, how they're missing the big picture, but it's like, can you do better, right? I feel like I'm in the camp of you shouldn't criticize something unless you can do better. Show us how it's done, Lono, but you can't. That's what's so crazy about this. Joseph, this gen is such a minuscule progress for the PS4 gen. Honestly, I found no difference aside the improved graphics. Yes, and I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, right? They don't need to focus on graphics. They need to focus on games working day one, right? Not frame dropping. Focus on art direction, right? That's just my opinion. Why are we sitting here capping? Like, this is weird. This is how far you'll go to defend the fucking PS5 Pro. We know you bought two, right? We know your ass got scammed twice, right? But I mean, dog, just take the L. My boy said, go Cowboys. Yeah, hey, that football season's right around the corner, ain't it, my dogs? Hey, and also, shout out to the China Hero Project boys, right? We're eating. I'm probably going to get that game, too.
At 60 FPS. Death Stranding 2. Burning Shores. Spider-Man 2 with reflective surfaces, and he's like, yeah, we're just not getting the leaps that we're getting, and he doesn't show the...
Yeah, he's looking at that shit, and he's not impressed by it, and it seems like everybody in the chat is feeling the same way, and guess what? I feel the same way. We're looking at the goddamn performance, and we're looking at it with all the bells and whistles, and Digital Foundry said it the best. Lower than the lowest PC settings. Right? Even though he likes to say the average person on Steam doesn't have a nice rig. The average person on Steam has a low-end rig. Yeah, well, Digital Foundry said that the PS5 Pro runs lower than the lowest PC setting. So I don't know, right? But then again, like I said, he chooses what information he wants to run with.
Actual leaps. Having a difference of opinion doesn't equal challenging my intelligence. I'll challenge it right now, as I didn't just challenge your intelligence.
Oh, so you didn't before, but you'll do it right now. You definitely just challenged his intelligence. You said you thought he was smarter than this, pretty much saying that he's currently acting stupid. But go ahead, right? Now gaslight him, right? Now gaslight him because he can't tell when he's being called stupid, right? Because you're just so smart. You thought you could slip that little backhand in because you put a smile on your face, dog. No, niggas caught the fucking backhand and he's calling you out, right? I know you're a Falcons fan. Penix is about to go off. Brother, I'm praying. He's a lefty too. Last time we had someone in Atlanta by the name of Mike who was left-handed. Things were going pretty good, right? And then they went pretty bad. But we're not going to get into that. But hopefully we have a good season. Real talk. Us football boys, we about to be eating.
Like, I didn't. I said you're smarter than this. You're actually...
Okay, yeah, you said he's smarter than this, so you basically called him stupid. Like, come on, dog. Just apologize.
Structuring his entire video because you want to defend it. I'm with...
You're restructuring his video. You're literally pulling a different meaning from his video, dog. Like, what the hell, man? I wonder what those Steam surveys would say if you break it down by country. Yeah, I know. That would be interesting as well.
Omar, it seemed perfectly reasonable to me.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a video.
Yeah, so there's multiple people in your chat who doesn't agree with you. You're losing this argument, Lono, mainly because you're capping for the PS5 Pro, and it seems like your own audience isn't willing to do that.
Video. And you're gonna say,
they didn't get the memo. My team is on the march for Arch currently. Laugh my ass. Hey, I think he's gonna be nice, right? He's got that Manning blood.
What? We don't get the graphical leaps this gen like we got previous gen.
Oh, and I got to shout it out, right? My boy VG Gator, my boy AVG Gator. I'm a Jets fan, and I'm a pro at handling disappointment. That was rough last year with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, holy shit, right?
And you don't show the highest leaps. You don't show the highest leaps. You show the worst examples. You show a low level.
Hey, the PS5 Pro shouldn't have been caught with his pants down, right? That's what happens when you get caught with your pants down. Why are there so many bad examples, right? I know I caught it with its pants down, right? And we violated the thing the other day, right? Just like how we violated it right now. And every single time we catch it slipping, we gonna violate it. The way you guys glaze the thing like it was the next coming of Christ, right? The trust with Mark Cerny and Amethyst, you know, and his trust with the hardware and all that bullshit you was talking.
Low light, low resolution capture of Miles Morales compared to PS4 Spider-Man, and you show Metal Gear.
Just like how ponies always use a bad PC port to prop up a PS5. And shout out my boy Rock. I'm a Texas fan. Quarterbacks beware. Hey, that boy CJ Stroud is nice, though. No kizzy.
Julia argue we aren't getting the graphical leaps this generation. I argue that there's not going to be a giant chasm of difference at the end of the generation versus the first.
Oh, but so then you're moving the goalpost. You're not even answering the question. Let me play that back one more time. Look at how he does this. Such a little slippery fella.
Don't you really argue we aren't getting the graphical leaps this generation? Yeah. I argue that there's not going to be a giant chasm of difference at the end of the generation versus the first. I have argued that Horizon Forbidden West is very close to the ceiling of what we're going to get this gen. I have never said that we're not getting leaps or that we're not getting improvements. And then, oh yeah, compared to PS4, yeah, we haven't got...
I'm going to be honest. Lona, I'm going to stop you right. Dude, it sounds like you're saying a whole bunch of nothing, yo. Hey, and shout out to Boom 808 again, yo. PSSR, please suck off Sony Reforge, literally. Damn. I mean, that's exactly what I think it is, right? Please suck off Sony Reforge. That's exactly what it is. And they don't even got to say please, right? Shout out to Ghost Hunter in here. Good to see you, my brother.
Barely anything. I'm like, no, frame rates have doubled. They've added a ton of ray tracing. They've added a ton of reflective surfaces. All things, you know, he talks about happening on PC. If you're going to actually talk about how, yeah, we're not really getting generational leaps, we're not really getting improvements this gen, and you don't show the best examples, then you're cherry picking. This is literally what people...
Oh, so he has an agenda against the pro. He's cherry picking. Texans, don't you mean the Strouds?
People do. People go to...
Hey, they got some nice receivers, don't they?
The PS4, and they're like, look how good The Last of Us looked. Look how good Spider-Man looked. Look how good God of War looked, right? They go to the late-gen PlayStation 4, and they're like, look how great they looked at the end of the PlayStation 4, right? Look how great games looked at the end of the PS3. If you're going to do that this gen, to indict it as like we really didn't get leaps, then you have to show the best examples. That's what people all...
And shout out to the person who showed that he never did a hardware review or anything. So these are your standards. Like I said, you should make a hardware video and you should see how well it does then, right? If you're so upset because you seem pretty passionate about defending these fake generational leaps that everyone else is in agreement that we didn't get it, why don't you make a video about generational leaps with the PS5 Pro? Because let's just be honest, we all know how it would do. We all know how it would do, right? But you're going to shit on everyone else who talks about the PS5 Pro and say that they have an agenda against it, right? I mean, this is insane, right? Generational leaps used to be apparent without cherry picking the best of the best. Yes, showing the best of something is not a balanced review either. Exactly. I mean, I don't know. The exception doesn't make the rule.
Always do. They'll go to PS3, they'll go to PS4, and they'll say, these are the best examples. These are the games that looked the best. Why would you not do that? Why would you not show Spider-Man 2 with what they did with all the reflections on the buildings on the Pro? Why would
reflections on buildings on the Pro? Bro, the game looked lackluster, bro. Like, come on, dog.
Not go to Burning Shores. Why would you not go to Assassin's Creed Shadows with global illumination turned on?
Because he said it wasn't hitting on Nathan. He said it wasn't worth it. He said there was nothing to see here, folks.
Why would you not show Death Stranding 2? You show Metal Gear? a remake that's been decried as an optimization disaster?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He caught the PS5 Pro with his pants down. Why does he keep going to Spider-Man 2? I don't know. I don't know why he keeps on glazing that game.
We're getting the leaps. The leaps are different, and they're not as noticeable to the average person. But to not even show the best examples when talking about the lack of leaps, you don't see. This has nothing to do with like glazing the PS5 Pro.
Him saying glazing is hilarious. No, brother, that's exactly what it is. You are glazing the fuck out of this goddamn console.
There's no glazing. It's that if you're going to showcase the leaps in PS1 to PS2, PS2 to PS3, PS3 to PS4, PS4 to PS5, then actually show the best examples. Why would you not show
40-plus-year-old man using glazing? I know, dead. Hey, he's keeping up with the young kids.
the best examples? Why would you not show, yeah, this is how far they're pushing things?
Oh, because they're not trying to glaze the Pro. They're not going to show the few times where it worked. And to be honest with you, I've said this many of times in this stream, even when it works, it doesn't look that different. The differences are minuscule. That's why, buddy, and that's like the whole point of his video, is that there's not a generational leap. That's why he's not showing it to you. Only you fanboys think that PS5 Pro Enhance means something. Everyone else doesn't see it from that fanboy lens.
It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like the video doesn't once actually show what this gen is capable of. You come away from that video and you have no...
And the same shit that the PS4 was capable of. But like, I'm telling you, what is he talking about? The PS4 version of Elden Ring ran better on the PS5. I don't get it, man. That's right, Lono. Cup the boys. Yeah, I don't get it.
Information about what the gen's actually capable of. Oh, ray tracing. He talks about how like, oh, I hope we see more ray tracing and things and neural processing in the future. It's like, but the PS5 Pro right now showcases what's possible with ray tracing. Why wouldn't you look at that? You would. Why? I don't understand.
This is wild logic. You don't compare the top 1% of a new graphics card to the top 1% of an old graphics card. You compare the average. Yes, exactly. It seems like you want to cherry pick because let's just be honest, you don't like to see your baby getting talked about like that, right? And I've said it plenty of times this stream. You better pray you find someone that loves you and defends you like Lono defends this goddamn PS5 Pro.
Why wouldn't you look at that? That's literally in the presentation about the Pro, advanced ray tracing. That's literally in the presentation about the Pro. So why wouldn't you say, okay...
Oh, fuck that presentation. He was selling you guys sweet nothings. He wasn't talking about Nathan. And then they turn around and say they're moving away from a hardware-centric business model, right? But you still believe in that Project Amethyst and all that shit. Like, dog, come on.
They're claiming they've got advanced ray tracing. Let's see how much better these things look. Let's see what kind of a leap.
And how do you know that he didn't do that? And he just felt like it wasn't worth talking about because it was negligible.
That we're getting. Let's go and look at what we're getting with the ray tracing on the PS5 Pro.
Even professors sometimes throw away your best grade and your worst grade. When I was in college, I distinctly remember that. My own wife won't defend me like Lono defends the PSSR. Yeah, I mean, dude, this guy loves it. The Pisser Pro is a low-end rig. Come on, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I would go with a low-end rig over that goddamn PSR Pro, man. I'm going to be honest with you.
This channel is aimed at gamers. I don't think he's explaining it for someone unfamiliar. Now you're making excuses for completely absent pieces of information as if gamers are supposed to know. So you think
he's making excuses, brother? Look at what you've been doing the whole entire time. You've been literally saying, oh, why didn't he cherry pick the games that ran well? Because he's talking about the gaming landscape in totality. He's not trying to cherry pick, events or times where things fit your narrative, essentially, right? Because you just want to glaze the PS5 Pro. That's all that you're doing, right? He says he dislikes his audience. He hates when his audience talks back to him, right?
Average gamer understands the fidelity differences between AC shadows on the PS5 to the PS5 Pro, as we literally showed people images and they thought it was fake. We literally were showing people the differences between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro the one day on AC shadows. I had people in my chat that thought it was fake because the differences were so significant. Ragnarok runs at triple and sometimes...
Yeah, of course people in your chat thought it was fake. No one is gifting memberships or donating. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him.
Quadruple the frame rate as 2018 with better visuals.
Because when he starts getting those donos, that's when he starts feeling himself. He starts talking that shit.
How is that not a leap? I don't think the average gamer is looking at a frame time graph.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Is that true? I mean, yes, easily dog walking your talking points. Yes. Why are you getting mad? You're the logician. I thought you want to have friendly discussion, right? He's not being disrespectful. Why are you doing this? Because you're wrong? Is what he's saying true or not?
So you're allowed to make a video and completely leave things out of it because you're assuming audience knowledge.
Yep, let's run with it. Yep, you're allowed to make a video. Yes, he can make whatever a fucking video he wants. If you feel like there's a problem with this video, why don't you make a better one? Or why don't you react to it and point out the things that are wrong about it, right? But you won't. It's almost like he's hoping, he's praying that somebody will come in and defend him, but everybody in the chat seems to agree with Omar, right? The guy that he's lashing out on.
You're assuming audience knowledge. Well, the people that are interested in this are interested in frame graphs, and so they have greater...
Shout out to Yumi. Yeah, make a response and upload it, Lono. Yes, he will, and he'll delete it. Yeah, I can actually see him doing that.
Working knowledge. So you're presuming that everybody in the audience understands the graphical leaps on the Pro have actually been pretty significant in things like Burning Shores, Spider-Man 2, AC Shadows, as well as Death Stranding 2. It's a channel that mostly discusses hardware. It's interesting, then, that you wouldn't discuss what the Pro is actually capable of if it's about hardware.
I mean, it seems like he's got credentials. I thank God that somebody called this out, right? That's what I'm saying. Y'all be helping me out so much, right? With your thoughtful commentary. It seems like he has the credentials and he's made hardware videos. I don't even know who this guy is, right? But I'm just listening to the context clues, right? It seems like he makes hardware videos. What hardware videos do you make? None. All you do is glaze PlayStation, brother. Like, I don't know. It seems like he's more credible on this shit.
Hardware. Like, it's a video about hardware that completely leaves out of the frame what the Pro does and what it's capable of with ray tracing. So as a tech outlet, it is once again lacking in information. If you were in the dark about what the...
So outside of the first-party engines in one game, the pisser is complete ass. I mean, that's what it's looking like. And he wants to talk about cherry picking. I mean, that's what you're doing, brother.
Pro was capable of. What's good, Mike on the mic? If you were ignorant about what the
and the games he's cherry picking, those shits look like ass.
PS5 Pro was capable of, and you watch that video, you would be like, the Pro doesn't really do that much.
Yes.
Because all you get to see is Metal Gear.
No. They've probably seen other things as well, right? And like I said, even when it works, it looks poor. But I mean, continue glazing this thing.
A side-by-side on Metal Gear. No side-by-side on AC Shadows. No side-by-side Spider-Man 2. Forbidden West, Burning Shores.
Again, with the Spider-Man 2.
Sides of that. Actual games leveraging the ray tracing, leveraging the thing that he says is improving on PC, and he hopes to see improvements of in the future. If that is a video that's supposed to inform people about tech and what the tech's capable of...
Lono not getting donos. He's lacking the dopamine, and he is crashing out, yes.
It is got massive holes in it. There's just huge portions that should be...
Oh, dude, then you should make a video, right? I think that would be good content. You said you were thinking about reacting and paywalling it, dog. Why don't you just react to it and point out the massive holes? It should be an easy W for you, Lono.
There that aren't there. From over here, we don't really consider the Pro to have advanced ray tracing. It's got baby ray tracing. Okay, subjective opinion. That's actually not about what the thing's capable.
It's got baby ray tracing. Damn. And you see, Omar, he knows. He's like, I'm not going to disrespect Lono. I'm going to disrespect the PS5 Pro because that's how you really get them. That's how it really hurts.
If you're going to make a video about generational leaps and how we used to get bigger leaps, and you're a tech outlet, why would you not say this is something that the PS5 Pro says it can do? Let's take a look at the best example.
Oh, because it just says it, but it ain't doing it.
And let's ask, are we actually getting leaps here? Instead, you don't do that. You completely gloss over the fact that the PS5 Pro has added more ray tracing.
I mean, how many times has he said ray tracing? Like, holy fucking shit. Like, I could go a whole, 2 weeks without hearing ray tracing. Like, these are just wannabe PC guys. Shout out to Doc Dark, dog. I mean, this guy is the PS5 Pro police. Holy shit.
That wasn't present last gen, as Omar said. The mention of the
SMW freak. The funniest part is the dude in the chat is right. Yes, he is right.
Pro is to say, this is our best this gen. This is the best way you can play games this gen on a console. Let's take a look at what it has to offer. And we don't do that. We get a side-by-side of Metal Gear. So if you're actually trying to show what this gen can do, and you're going to go to the strongest
Yeah, then show Metal Gear. Yes, I agree. I'm glad that he did that. Like I said, he got the Pro with its pants down, yo. Shout out to Yubi. PS5 Pro owners want to be taken seriously by people like teenagers trying to be included in grown-up talks. I mean, they need to leave that little pisser outside, right? That pisser needs to stay in the backyard, right? They need to sweep that thing under the rug, and they need to throw in the PlayStation Portal while we're at it. God damn it!
Piece of hardware. You're a tech outlet after all. Why would you not talk about this is the way that Sony positioned the device?
But like I'm saying, who are you to question a tech outlet? What do you know about a tech outlet? All he knows is icon error and shit, dog. Like, come on.
Actually take a look at what it can do. Not subjective opinion. We can look at the hardware. Like saying that calling a PS4 CPU slower is subjective. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, calling it baby.
Yeah, it's not subjective. It's a baby ray tracing. That's what it is. I know that hurts your feelings, but that's what it is. It's weak ass ray tracing. It's lower than the lowest PC settings.
Ray tracing is subjective opinion. You're not saying something.
I don't know. Calling it baby ray tracing is hurting your feelings.
It's technical. You're invoking some term that's personal to you and personal to the people that think that.
Oh, no, it's personal to you, and that's why I'm glad that he did it. Because, like I said, don't disrespect Lono. Disrespect PlayStation. That's how you really get them.
Along the lines that you're thinking. If you are a tech outlet, and you are talking about a piece of technology, and your indictment of the technology is we're not getting the leaps that we used to get, and you don't show what it can actually do, your video is severely lacking in information. There's a huge hole there. It's like, why would you not show that this is how high we can go? He isn't indicting the tech? Yeah, he is. He's saying we don't get the leaps we used to get. That's
yeah, I mean, that's not an indictment in the tech, right? Right? You could look at a 3080 from a 4090 and say, hey, there's not that much difference, right? There probably would be a difference that you would notice, but it wouldn't be like through the roof, like day and night, right? That's not indictment of the text. That's just showing where we are with technology, how advanced the technology has become, right? Where there's diminishing returns. And why do you get so upset about that when that's just a fact? Everybody knows that, right? Except for you. But you want to be the person talking about tech.
Indictment. You're saying, listen, we're not getting the leaps we used to get. The entire context of that discussion is a developer saying consumers don't really want.
Recognize, though, he didn't say he was wrong. He said he was lacking information.
New hardware. We don't really need new hardware. And he's looking and saying, yeah,
and we got troubleshoot gaming. Lono gets angry at anyone disagreeing with him, especially about PlayStation, and talks down to them very condescendingly. Yes, that is definitely a reoccurring theme.
We're not really getting the leaps that we used to get, right? So if you don't really get the leaps that you used to get, you're basically saying, yeah, the hardware is not really doing what it used to do. It's an indictment of the hardware. You're basically saying...
See, going from a 2070 Super to a 5080 overclocked is basically the same, but multiple times the FPS. See, I wouldn't even know. Like I said, I wouldn't even know. I don't know all that. But one thing I do know is I see like 4090s. I see, you know, the little minuscule upgrades and everything. Like I said, my homie... He's got a 1080, right? And he swears by that shit. He ain't upgrading that shit no time soon. He might be in the chat, goddammit. He be watching sometimes. He on that 1080, he said he loved the shit.
We're going to have to start leveraging things like ray tracing, neural processing, AI, things like that, because the hardware is getting depreciating returns. This is something that everybody generally agrees upon, that the hardware itself is not really doing what it used to do. That at some level is an indictment of the hardware. You're not selling the hardware on the same promises anymore of like...
brother, but it's not his job to sell the hardware, right? Why would Omar show off a piece of hardware that has nothing to show? Exactly. Why would he make a video about the PS5 Pro? Buddy, we've seen it, and the differences are negligible. It seems like he touches on that in the video. Right? I mean, you're just upset, and then he's going to say that's not selling the Pro. It's not his job to sell the Pro. He's not trying to sell the Pro. If anything, he's talking about the hardware and how there's no more graphical leaps, right? And then also, shout out to Troubleshoot Gaming. Also, Lono, why is my channel dying and no one is donating? I mean, goddamn. Oh, shout out to Yumi. Omar isn't a Sony investor trying to sell it. I know, but I guess he is, right?
Yeah, if you buy this hardware, you're going to get this massive jump in native resolution. You're going to get this massive jump in all these different things. We're all in agreement on that. The problem with the video is you're painting this picture that we didn't get leaps this time.
The problem is,
what's more obvious leap from SNES to N64 or PS4 to PS5? No, see, I'm not falling for your reductionistic form of questioning to get me to answer a question that's blatantly obvious, which is condescending. I'm not playing that game. That video.
Oh, because he's slam dunking on your ass, because he's been cooking you for the past 18 minutes, and you just won't throw in the towel, right? I mean, Lono, throw in the towel. He's cooking you, dog.
Aims at saying, we don't get the leaps we used to get. Why would you not show the actual leaps?
Shout out to Rock. Translation, please shield like me. Yes, really badly he wants you to shield, right? I mean, I don't get it. And then goddamn Yumi, imagine not just jumping to assist the corporal at first sight of bad press. Yeah, literally. That's his whole MO.
That we got this time. It's a massive hole in the video.
Alrighty. Upload a video of your channel debunking it, Lono. If it's so wrong and deceitful, you know he won't, or he will, and then he'll take it down, right?
What?
Okay, so let's look at this one. Reforge no longer counts Black Myth Wukong as an exclusive, but somehow Helldivers gets counted as an exclusive, and he finally gets reminded how Spider-Man 2 released on PlayStation, and he copes about the fake bugs in the game. Oh, shit. I gotta bookmark this. So you're telling me somebody reminded him that Spider-Man 2 runs like shit? I've been waiting for it, right? He just always brings up Spider-Man 2, right? He's sweating how many times he's repeated that talking point. Yeah, bro, it's a tough day for him. A real tough day.
What's not looking good for consoles? Switch 2 breaking records.
What leap? This is literally a baby step. Well, you know they love the baby steps.
PlayStation 5 maintaining with the PS4 sales trajectories without a mid-gen price drop. Their most profitable gen ever. What exactly doesn't look good for consoles right now? What's not running at their best right now?
Consoles.
Every exclusive and first-party game I have played, with the exception of 2, Rise of the Ronin and Final Fantasy 16. Those were not first-party studios, but they were exclusives.
How was Rise of the Ronin exclusive? Boy, I played that punk-ass shit on my PC. And don't get me wrong, the gameplay was fun, but the performance was bad, right? I do like parry games like that, but, I mean, let's just be honest. That game did not run well.
For a time, they were timed exclusives. They were console exclusives, okay?
And here we go with console exclusives. Okay, Lono.
Those are the only 2 that didn't run very well. Everything else that I have played, if it was an exclusive, second party, or a first party studio, they have run incredibly well. And I've had a great time with all of them. Whether it was Stellar Blade, Helldivers 2, Death Stranding 2, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
They all look and running.
I thought that Forbidden West had issues. And then he says Spider-Man 2. Like, no. Hopefully somebody calls his ass out.
Black Myth. I said exclusives, second and first party.
Oh, yeah, and you guys were trying to flex. You guys remember when they were trying to flex like Black Myth Wukong was an exclusive, right? Because it was only on PlayStation, right? Because the Series S was holding back the gaming, right? Right? Just like with Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian, right? I remember all that shit she was talking, Lono, but I guess they realize now that it's not an exclusive. Okay.
I'm not counting multiplats because multiplats are...
I mean, I've seen some PlayStation fanboys trying to count it, but go ahead.
Always going to have a litany of issues. Like, Black Myth is a very particular game for very particular reasons, didn't run well. He's talking about the consoles, okay? So PlayStation's sort of like ownership of the console and what the console promised. I'm not going to hold them accountable for some third-party game launching with a bunch of problems. Spider-Man 2 had issues at launch that were largely overstated.
So yet he still thinks of Final Fantasy 16 as an exclusive, even though see, I completely forgot about that. It's on all platforms. Great point.
Misrepresented. There were a few minor bugs in Spider-Man 2.
A few minor bugs. The dude turned into a cube. People were getting stuck inside buildings. The cans looked all off. Like, bro, what are you talking about? I seen people literally getting stuck inside trailers and turning into a fucking cube. I said it once, bro. I'll say this shit again. Imagine if, like, Master Chief turned into a cube. You would see that shit as your profile. You would see PlayStation fanboys, they would have that shit as their profile picture. They would be posting that video at least once a month, right? You know, the spider cube memes were everywhere. I'm telling you, they meme that they did meme it, they laughed it, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like they what's it called? They kind of glazed over it. They kind of laughed it off. I feel like if any, especially a Microsoft game, I feel like if any Microsoft game, if it would have turned into a cube, if the main character would have turned into a cube, they would have had a big deal, a big problem with it.
Like, almost every game launches with some issues and some bugs. Like Spider-Man 2, that's your indictment. That's your like,
oh, so now every game launches with bugs. But what about quality, right? What about building the game up from the ground up for the hardware, right?
Yeah. This gen, let's go back to your original statement. We're 5 years in, you said you got to admit it doesn't look good for consoles.
Yes.
Really? So is Spider-Man 2 still having tons of issues? There were a few minor issues at launch, a few weird
a few minor issues. Shout out to Draquan Holmes. So swinging around as a cube was a minor inconvenience. Rise of the Ronin wasn't day and date. Came to PC later. Okay, my bad. I didn't think it was. I know that it came to PC. But I mean, the whole console exclusives, I don't even give them that shit. What the hell does that mean, right? Because it's almost like, let's be real, we all have kind of come to expect that all PlayStation games are inevitably going to end up on PC, at least the ones that are worth playing anyway, right? So it's like, if we all know it's going to go to PC, like a good example of this is Death Stranding 2. I mean, we can call it an exclusive because Sony told us it's an exclusive, but we all know that it's going to go to other platforms, you know? I don't know. It just seems like they're coping, right? And shout out to Boom808 again. I mean, Boom, dog, my brother. This dog, like I said, spoiling your boy Six. I really do appreciate it. For real, my brother. All these ponies have to walk back blaming the Series S since the Switch 2 is even weaker hardware. You know, I've been seeing that the Switch 2 is having some issues, but what's funny is, you know, the way that the media takes it, right? They'll say, you know, the devs will even say, we prioritize fun over performance, right? Because you can't have both, right? But then again, you know, Sean Layden's out here saying that Nintendo understands its fan base, but they don't understand that this is why people emulate and pirate their shit, because their games run like shit on their hardware.
Bugs. There were people literally faking bugs on Twitter, by the way. They'd like go into photo mode and fake things.
How the fuck are you going to go into photo mode and fake things? See, this is what I mean. You guys are disingenuous. So you seen the glitches and you told yourself that they were fake bugs?
Spider-Man barely had issues at launch. That's what I'm saying. Spider-Man 2 did not have significant issues at launch.
Coping, right? Our boy Cloak Onyx was in here. He showed a clip of literally MJ being invisible, right?
Like, come on, dude.
Faking bugs is wild. It's like, come on. I'm a little bit disappointed, right? I was excited that somebody called it out. I thought we were going to actually have a real conversation. He's coping and saying it's fake bugs. Like, that's weak. That's weak, right? He's just, oh, fake news, fake bugs, fake news. Like, come on, dog. You're better than that.
They were pretty minor issues. For a world that size and the amount of things that you could do, open world games are always going to have some.
Oh, for a world that size. Buddy, we've been playing in games that size for a long time, right? Since goddamn Arkham City and shit like that. Like, come on, bro. I remember Pony saying that crap. It's insane. Crimson Chin looking better invisible. Yeah, for real. They need to hide. They need to tuck that chin away.
Jank. They're always going to have some jank. I mean, that's just going to happen. Again, I don't think you're not supporting your premise, which was that, well, we're 5 years in, and you got to admit it doesn't look good for consoles. Why?
Bro, the world isn't that big, bro. There's been a lot of different big world. I know they're glazing Spider-Man, bro. They love that shit. Xbox 360 had the entirety of New York on the whole game. Yeah, that whole game was nice too.
Why? One random first-party game. No, not one random. One first-party game had a couple of minor.
Oh, and you see how quick they are to cut off a goddamn exclusive when it doesn't fit their narrative. Now it's just a random game. Now it's just somebody that you used to know. I mean, goddamn.
Issues that were patched relatively quickly. Forgive me, it's my perspective. Your perspective doesn't seem informed by anything.
Yeah, forgive him. Forgive him for sharing his opinion. Oh boy, they were giving you the backhanded compliments today. They were backhanding the shit out of this dog. That boy said, "Forgive me for my preference." Yeah, you can't have those in Lono's chat.
Because if it was informed by things, you would be putting that in my chat right now.
Oh, yeah, he's got to put them in the chat because you can't put them in the chat. But you're the one saying that the shit that he's saying isn't informed by anything.
Like, my perspective is that we've had a great run of first-party games and exclusives.
Hey, and shout out to Kazak Badoj. I hope I said that correctly. I probably didn't. I'm a little bit back on the stream, but whoever said COD funds PlayStation games is 110% spot on. Gold fucking star to you. If COD does badly, it'll be like Parasite losing its host. It was Rock who said that shit, man. My boy Rock is sharp, right? Rock knows his shit.
And I can rattle them off very quickly. My perspective...
Yeah, you can rattle them off really quickly because you can count them on one hand, but go ahead, Lodo.
...is we've had really good graphical and performance leaps on the PS5 Pro, and I can immediately give you examples. See, my perspective is informed by things. Your perspective doesn't seem to be informed by anything. You just said,
no, it's just your opinion on what you think, McQuality.
Well, we're 5 years in. You got to admit it doesn't look good for consoles.
It doesn't. Oh, and when we can go with what the vice president said. He said they're moving away from a hardware-centric business model as well. I mean, dude, come on, brother.
Why?
PS5 Blow, no one wants to donate. This is crazy. I know. I'm worried for him, right? And he's surprised he's not getting donations. Talking to his community like that. Dude, he is on fire. He is on one. Like, he's pent up. Like, he's mad.
What's your argument? Like, what brought you to that?
That it's not looking good for consoles. And I know what brought me to that goddamn conclusion was your goddamn vice president saying, we're moving away from a hardware-centric business model. I mean, goddamn, what else does he need to see? I thought that would have been the signal.
Conclusion. There's got to be like a breadcrumb trail that got you to say what you said. What are those things?
I mean, brother, we've been listening to this conversation. Like, dog, he's walked you down all the avenues, and you've tried to tap dance. You done tried to hide your eyes. You done tried to shield yourself from it. Brother, all the signs, all the writing on the wall is showing that we're moving away from, a hardware-centric, a console-centric, I always say the hardware-centric because of what their vice president said, like a couple weeks ago in an earnings call, right? At a shareholders meeting, right? He loves talking about those. Why aren't you bringing that up, by the way, right? I don't get it, man. This dude.
What are the things that inform that perspective? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get why people say this thing in particular, like that this gen has sucked, it's disappointing.
Oh, and you see, I'm going to bring it full circle yet again. He said, I don't get why people say, but when it was Call of Duty, you were running with the public consensus, right? That's why I called that out, Lono, because I'm on to you. You never go with the public consensus, whenever it's something bad about, your little PlayStation, right? But you want to go with the public consensus when we're talking about Microsoft, what the public opinion is. Well, the public opinion is that people think that there's not going to be, after the PlayStation 6, people don't think there's going to be a PlayStation 7, right? That's what the public opinion is. People think that the consoles, it looks like they're on their last leg, right? It is what it is. I know that the console users are going to be upset, right? But I mean, hey, one thing I can say is at least with the Xbox guys, they're going to get a streamlined PC. It's going to be open platform, right? Like I said, as a PC guy, maybe I'm biased. I don't know, looking like a W to me. This guy's just coping his ass off.
The PS5 Pro is a scam, or the PS5 Pro has been underwhelming. And I'm always like, okay, what brought you to this conclusion? What is it? I don't understand. If you ask me for my perspective on something, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to have this wealth of supporting things that brought me to that conclusion.
No, you're not. When does that ever happen? Refresh my memory. When have you ever had a wealth of anything? You had a wealth of your opinions. You had a wealth of your feelings. You've never come with a wealth of knowledge and data to back up what you're saying. Get out of here, Lono. Like, what the fuck? Is that what you think you do in the dimension that you live in your version of how these encounters go down? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the PS5 Pro has been impressive. Really? Why?
I have a PC. That's why it's underwhelming. I have a PS5 Slim. It's underwhelming. I have a Series X, and it's underwhelming. Exactly. Once you've seen PC, there's no going back. Like, just to be honest, right? But who knows? I know there's some console guys who don't care about that, right? Like my cousins, they don't give a shit about my PC, right? Not at all, right? To them, they're like, oh, it can do all the things that my PlayStation does. It does the same thing my PlayStation does. I don't need all that. Right? So I get it's a preference thing, but like you got to be honest and look at the writing on the wall. I'm not saying that that's not what you're doing. I'm talking about with Lono. The fact that he's sitting here trying to act like, there's still a bright future for consoles, it's coming off as disingenuous to me.
The vents are cool? No, I'd be like, here's all the reasons why I think it's impressive. Like, just a list of things that brought me to this perspective. This gen hasn't been disappointing. Well, it has been for one side, but not for the side on PlayStation. And I would listen.
Oh, he threw in a little bit of console word. The way to close it out, Lono. He said it's been disappointing for one side. I mean, shit. I say it all the time. When I look at the sales charts, it doesn't look disappointing. Not a console warrior. And look at the look on his face, right? He's glad he got that one off. I mean, should I even leave this frame? Just look at that shit. Does that not show what he's saying? Forgot my headphones today, so I can't get my salt fix. I blame the Xbox Series S. Stating his opinions is fact, of course. That's what he always does. It's impressive that it went up another $50 while also being the most expensive home hardware since the 90s. The side with no games. So smug, it's cringe. I know, he had to throw that one in there, right? What a screen grab. You know what? I might get the screen grab. I'm glad that you said that, right? Because I sure... Let me go ahead and take a picture, right? We'll be confiscating this, right? We'll be needing it. We'll need it. You guys remember from that goddamn with Batman with Bane after he broke his back and he blew up the goddamn roof and he was like, "Your armory, we'll be needing it." We could use this for the AI thumbnails. We'll be needing it. Oh, man. That shit is funny as hell, bro. I'm not going to lie. That scene with Bane was amazing. That's why I'm actually looking forward to the Legos games, man. That was a real good movie.